Hey there everyone, it's Val and welcome back to Agrarian Skies, the Laborers of Valentine. I didn't get anything done today that I really intended to do, but I've been very busy all the same. I shall show you what I've been busy doing. You're not supposed to happen anymore. Dang it! That's what I was going to show you. I really do not know what's happening with this. I encased it all. I was thinking that, yeah, that should stop things flying out. Now, true, it's got some gaps, but honestly, this shouldn't be happening. I do not know why it's happening. Anyway, I encased it in an attempt to stop this from happening. You can see how successful that was. Well, on the plus side, the FPS is, instead of being around 15 to 19, when I look in this direction, it's now 25 to 30, so we did improve that anyway. I also made a small change to the setup, which will probably lead to grief, but we'll see how it goes. Basically, I had these as closed loops before, that what was feeding into the actual sifters, or to the autonomous activators, which then went into the sifters. But we were getting stuffed pipes, and those caused lag, my understanding is. So I had to connect it back to the system with setting dents and vacuum in the appropriate locations, in the hope that items will flow through, go into the autonomous activators. If there's extra, they'll come out, they'll flow into there. And then through the Tesseract, the same thing. They'll come in, flow through the system. If they don't go into an autonomous activator, they'll go back into the system. That does mean that we are spending a lot of extra energy shuffling things around, which I don't like, and in fact I had changed it so it wasn't doing that. However, I would rather pay the energy in order to shuffle things around, as long as it's not causing lag, and I don't believe it is. I could be wrong on that. But we are doing okay. We are keeping up on lava. I think it's slowly increasing back. I say back because we had a brief issue here where for some reason the cobble was not flowing out of here. I didn't change anything here, it just decided to stop working. So I took these the item ducts out and put them back. Didn't help, so I exited the game and came back, and then it started working again. But in the meantime, our lava had started to drop. But fortunately, I had noticed it before it got very, very low. But I am a little concerned that the extra energy consumption will start causing a lava drain. It looked like it was keeping up and still increasing a bit, but I still have to keep an eye on it. We are using between 36 up to 40, almost 42 per tick. Now, when I turned the Tesseracts off, it dropped by about 5, because it wasn't shuffling items through the system anymore. So these two are sending in the dust and the gravel. So we'll see how it goes. This was the sand, I believe. Oh, that's soul sand. Well, we might have to put the sand back in, because I did notice that, like, because we're turning it all into dust, we're not getting as much sand being processed. And I'm a little concerned that those sand sifters will eventually fill up with gravel and dust, which isn't in of itself a bad thing, because both can be sifted. I just would like some sand to be sifted too, for quartz. So I'll just have to check them periodically. We also added the last easily growable saplings to our harvester. So we've got ghostwood growing and eucalyptus. And in fact, once we get outside, I can go ahead and show you that they are in fact growing. Ghostwood, you have to put it on netherrack, so you'll notice that I've got a section of netherrack there. These ones that are on grass, they're not going to grow. They're just there because I'm leaving a small section to keep planting willow trees. And what is it that I'm not growing? Oh, that's right. This is supposed to be the willow section, but of course I don't want to grow it too close to those, or it wipes it out every time. So you can see the eucalyptus are being planted and growing just fine, as are the ghostwood, which are also natura. The other natura ones, like this one, nope, won't plant and grow. These ones will. I do not understand. Same thing with the dark woods and the fuse woods. Those grow all by themselves. You don't have to keep replanting them like the willows and such. So, it'd be nice when they eventually fix that. I have noticed that my berry bush keeps getting eroded by over-enthusiastic trees. And I've also, I did originally have netherrack here, but I noticed there was a little bit of leaves encroaching. And I was a bit worried that said leaves might connect to my orchard. So I moved it back by 2, which I'm not sure if this was before I moved it back or not that these leaves got here. Judging from their location, I think they were before, but I'll have to keep an eye on it because you'll notice this tree is pressed right against the glass. But if I hadn't, 1, 2, it's dang close to my orchard again. Better not. If I had to plant it a 4th time, I'm going to get very snarky. Yes, and you'll notice the crazy quilt of the environment. I've dug all these trenches. I had a purpose for those trenches. As much as I love the ocelots being everywhere, they were a major cause of our block lag. We still have some block lag, but now that I've taken the measures I'm about to describe, it's almost gone. Oh, and our silverwood grew. Excellent. So, I did a little experiment over here in this area. I took a chunk and changed it to topiary grass and fenced it and watched to see if any ocelots spawned. We didn't get any ocelots in there over a period of about 2.5 hours. So I went ahead and I replaced all the jungle that you see outlined here with topiary grass. We still have some jungle there. We still have jungle in our tree farm where the ocelots can still show up. And we have a tiny bit over here where they can all see. There's a couple right there. They do despawn by themselves. The problem was they were spawning as quickly as they were despawning. So right now in here, the only places they can spawn is inside the building. That is still regular grass, but everything else I made into topiary grass. I was sad that I had to do it because I really liked looking down and seeing this sea of ocelots. Unfortunately, Minecraft does not like a sea of ocelots, and it was causing me annoyance when I was trying to build. And it really kind of got to me yesterday, and I thought, well, I have to really do some research and try to fix it. Or at least improve the situation today. And unfortunately, the ocelots turned out to be one of the issues. Which I'm sure is probably not a surprise to anybody that is more an old hand in Minecraft. I thought they might become one, but I had hoped they wouldn't. Now, there is another way to fix this. If you don't want any ocelots spawning at all, if your landscape is level 62 or below, then you won't have to worry about ocelots spawning. Unfortunately, or actually I should say not unfortunately, from my point of view, I guess it is unfortunate. From my point of view, that's not a workable solution because I want ocelots. I want some ocelots running around. You still have a few running around, and I like that. So I decided or sorry, there's another method you can use as well. If your world is already built like mine is, I could have used MC Edit and lower all my landscape by 6 blocks, and then again, no ocelots would spawn anywhere. Except for up there on those raised areas, if it was a jungle. But I didn't like that solution because I want some ocelots. So I took the more laborious method of replacing all the regular grass, or the majority of the jungle biome's grass with topiary grass. It looks identical to regular grass, but they don't spawn on it. I used the wand of equal trade to do this, so it went pretty quickly actually. The longest part was digging the trenches around. All the trenches are actually just beyond the border. So like here you see this is a plains, and then as soon as I come back over here, it's jungle. So I didn't do it perfectly, but I did my best to make sure that the jungle would all be jungle grass would all be replaced, except for the areas I designate as acceptable ocelot spawning areas. So I just have to remember to do that in the future. If we build up that way, there is that edge of the jungle here, and I might want to leave a tiny area for them to show up. So you can see we got some right already. But we don't want to have another big area. We don't want to have an ocelot overpopulation problem again. And since spaying and neutering is not really an option, and it also wasn't an option for me to kill them, because I wasn't sure if they were despawning or not, because they were spawning so quickly. They always seemed to be the same amount around. But killing them, no. No. Not gonna happen. I hate the sound of them dying. It breaks me up every time, so the portals to Ocelot Realm has been not closed, but narrowed. We'll still have our ocelots, just not so many. And as careful as I was, I'm sure there's the occasional spot where I didn't replace jungle biome grass with topiary grass, and that's fine. As soon as I started replacing this big area, as soon as I'd done that big area, before I even finished over here, I noticed the population of ocelots drop dramatically. And I noticed my block lag decreasing when I did a test. In fact, let me just do a test and show you. Anybody who watched my stream last night would have undoubtedly have noticed the extreme, like 2 or 3 seconds, I could break 2 or 3 blocks, and then I'd wait to see which ones actually broke. Well, oh, there we had a little bit of block lag. Right, so it's not entirely gone, and I am actually going to continue to make some changes to try to improve the situation. But it's a lot better than it was yesterday. A lot better. Not to mention that the passive mob cap, I think if you have too many ocelots, you won't have other animals appearing in the same area. So now maybe we might actually see the occasional roaming sheep or cow or pig or chicken. Oh, I almost forgot. I also took the time to do the topiary grass on the edge of the hill. So now it looks like a proper green hill. And we still have to do some micro block work on it to smooth it out a bit more so it looks a bit more flowing. But I think just even this change makes it look a lot nicer. So, as to what I had planned to work on, I didn't get any of it done. And that actually makes me sad because I was looking forward to it. So, tomorrow we will be working on this. So that is Saturday. And barring real life interrupting my streaming plans again, which is why there was no Wastelands 2 today. Barring that, I should be here 2 to 6 for Wastelands 2 and 8 o'clock on for Agrarian Skies. And I might go late on Agrarian Skies tomorrow night. Just depends. If I get it, if I get into a building frenzy, it'll be like, woo! Next thing you know, 3 a.m. No, it's 3 a.m. So, yeah. I wanted to work on this. Well, at least I planted ourselves a nice silverwood tree. I thought it would be nice to do that. And it still says jungle here. Right around the base of the tree there is in fact grass. As you can see, topiary grass and then grass. So we could still have some ocelots spawning here, but I think this will actually convert this to a magical forest biome in this area. So that, I mean, I wanted a silverwood tree here because it's going to match the house, or it matches the colors and everything so nicely. But I almost wish it wouldn't turn this. I wonder how long it takes. Well, if it turns it into a magical forest biome, so be it. It didn't actually spawn any shimmer leaves around it. And I think that's because it's all topiary grass around here. When it tried to look, it said, oh, that's not grass. So maybe it needs those too to change it? Well, we'll see. If this stays jungle, like I said, that's fine because it gives a small area for ocelots to show up here. And I like that. Alright. That's enough of this meandering tour for tonight. Oh, wait. No, it's not enough. I have one more thing to show you. Unfortunately, it's dark out. Yeah, let's just quickly make it day. Here we go. Oh, and I also have one other thing to talk about. So what we're doing is we've already grown it. I wanted to see how big this would get. Because I do want to have some of the wood. So now I can put some slabs down below it as a marker and then grow another one. I want to basically figure out what the max height for them it is and then put a floor below it to catch everything when I cut it down. And maybe we can have a harvester cut it down, I don't know. But that was the only tree for which we had saplings whose wood I thought I might want for building that I hadn't done yet. And it was because it grows upside down. And I was worried about it building a floor underneath and having that floor destroyed. Unless that's been changed since Magic Farm 2, or since I played Magic Farm 2, it would destroy blocks, so half slabs didn't matter. Full blocks, they were gone. All gone. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about, which I just remembered, I did find out that the latest version, 3.1.1, does in fact have the correct amount of quad compressed dirt. 100, not 1000. So that was in fact an error, which I am very relieved to find out. Unfortunately, when I tested loading 3.1.1, when I came into the world, everything seemed fine until I accessed the AE system, and then everything ground to a halt. Well, a very slow thing. It's like if I was putting stuff here, I couldn't go like this. It was like, put one down, wait 5 seconds. Put another down, wait 5 seconds. Put another down, wait 5 seconds. Obviously, that is not going to work. So I don't know if that's a bug in 3.1.1 or if there's a new mod that I'm not aware of that is causing some issues with some of my equipment, and for some reason it only affected it when I went into AE. Because otherwise, when I ran around and did other things, it was working fine. As best, once I found the AE thing, I stopped investigating because, to see if there was any other issues, because I was like, well, I can't use this version. So when the next version comes out, I'll do another test and see if I can update to it. Because now that the dirt issue has been resolved in a manner that I am very happy about, it was in fact an error, I have no qualms of updating, as long as that update doesn't mess up something else as dramatically as it did when I tried it today. So, okay. This really is the end of the tour this time. Thank you very much for watching. Again, I hope you I hope I can learn to speak, and you can stop by and watch the stream sometime. If I'm streaming at a time that's not good for you, then, well, continue to watch the tours. Well, that's why I do them. Keep people up to date as to what's happening here. I miss the ocelots already. Alright, well, you all have a good night. This is Val. See you later. Bye.